Hey everybody. So sorry for that long intro. That took longer than planned, but I am going to do a Bruce Lee discussion for you today. One of my favorite actors, and he's actually a director as well. Bruce Lee is well known for martial art films, as most of you probably have guessed. Um, he, what was really cool about Bruce Lee, let me just get this link out of the way quick. Um, what was cool about Bruce Lee is he did all his own stunts. He did the almost all the choreography for every film that he's been a part of. He and he was he was big in China and he was big in America. So that was what's kind of cool about him is unlike some people I've discussed in my other discussion of actors, actresses, and directors, Bruce was famous not only in America but in other countries. And even though probably Steven Spielberg's well known all over the world probably from his movies, Bruce was special because he could teach us closer to other people and make it really interesting. He could tell it in a universal way that everybody can understand what he was trying to say. I guess that's what really made him unique. Um, so Enter the Dragon, you guys, this was this huge film in America. Unfortunately, he did pass away before people even got to meet him here in America. Some did who kind of knew him from his other film productions before this one. But there really wasn't a lot of people who got to meet Bruce once he got really big in America. He was big in China, obviously, Hong Kong, all that stuff. Um, what Robert Wagner's character said in Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, which I'm going to show here in a second. It was kind of his ticket back into America. It was the film that said, "Hey, look at this awesome thing we have going here, with this man. He has this talent. He can show you how good it is in a story." It was truly his ticket back to America, like Robert Wagner said in the movie. So that's this movie right here, Dragon, the Bruce Lee story. Um, this is him kind of fighting this inner demon that his family has had for several generations. It's discussed in the film. It's kind of this family curse that where everybody in Bruce's family fights this demon that is undefeatable, and that's kind of their ultimate fear that they'll be defeated and humiliated, and their reputation's gone. So that's kind of the fear that they have. So that was the villain character right there that Bruce is fighting. This is Jason Scott Lee as Bruce Lee, by the way, too. Um, this is Bruce and Linda Lee, who's played by Lauren Holly. So that's them right there. And that's once again Jason Scott Lee as Bruce Lee. Some films that were covered in Dragon and are just well known from Bruce Lee in general. I'll actually take these out. Um, oh, by the way, I'm leaving out Game of Death 2 for those of you who know this because it is awful, and they just use stock footage of Bruce Lee in that movie, so he's really not in it. It's a sequel to a film that he actually passed away in while it was being made. But anyway, Game of Death 2 doesn't count because it's just awful. Um, the Big Boss in Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, there's a scene where he's fighting in an ice house with this really big muscular guy. That's supposed to be a reference to the Big Boss. Excellent Bruce Lee film about this guy trying to save these people who are at this ice house work environment. And so he has to fight a guy that is causing trouble there. Fist of Fury is really a really good one for those of you who haven't seen this. Um, Bruce's instructor was killed, and he has to go to the people who are part of this martial arts school and kind of hunt down the person that he thinks caused it. So it's actually quite a gem. It's just a really fun film to go back to for martial arts. Um, Lo Wei, I think I recognized his name from other Bruce Lee films. So Fist of Fury, guys, a really good one. Way of the Dragon. In America, it's called Return of the Dragon, so it's kind of the unofficial sequel to Enter the Dragon in a way. Um, what's really cool about this one is Bruce Lee actually fights Chuck Norris, who was his student uh, several years ago. So this was kind of the film that got the word out there that Bruce and Chuck Norris were training together. And of course, Game of Death, which was unfortunately Bruce Lee's last film he ever did. He passed away during filming of this. Um, and I just realized this. I think Quentin Tarantino might have referenced this suit from this movie for Kill Bill, the Kill Bill movies that Uma Thurman had on for the first movie. Um, so that's kind of a cool guess of what that is. Um, so Game of Death, guys, that was Bruce's last film. I think he had a stunt double throughout the rest of the film on the scenes that was going to have him, but he died before they were made. Um, so that's that. But yeah, Bruce Lee, guys, I think he's a terrific actor. He could do his own stunts, and that was always cool to me. Um, I loved his philosophy that he incorporated from his teaching to people for martial arts and was able to incorporate it into film. Bruce was able to. Um, what else do I want to say about Bruce? He just influenced a lot of people. Jackie Chan was actually an extra in Enter the Dragon. He was the guy that Bruce was tugging on. There's a scene where Bruce is tugging someone's hair during this huge fight with all these people. And that actually was Jackie Chan, the guy who he was pulling the hair on. He twists his neck off camera. And that was Jackie Chan's first acting role ever. Um, Chuck Norris was a student of his. Um, the very tall guy in Game of Death, the kind of the guy that Bruce fights at the end of the movie. I believe he is an NBA player or something big, um, and he was a student of Bruce's. So that's kind of why he got into the movie. But yeah, Bruce would just work all the time. He would stay up nights and nights and nights on end, and he would just always be choreographing what would appear in the movie when he's fighting people. Um, so yeah, Bruce Lee, guys, I love the man. I wish he was alive. I would have loved to have seen him what he would have been doing in 2012. Bruce Lee, guys, if you haven't seen any of his films, make sure you check him out. He's an amazing man.